There's some wonderful lines in the scriptures this Sunday that are so fitting for us to hear and to live. The first is from the first reading from the Acts of the Apostles. After Paul and Barnabas had proclaimed the good news, they strengthened the spirits of the disciples and exhorted them to persevere in the faith. They strengthened the spirits of the disciples. I know I sure appreciate that when people strengthen my spirit, and I'll bet you do too. Second reading from the book of Revelation, we heard, "Behold, God's dwelling is with the human race. He will dwell with them, and they will be his people, and God himself will always be with them as their God. And behold, I make all things new." We are God's people, and God is with us, and God can make all things new for us. How encouraging. And then in the gospel, Jesus tells us how we're to live. He says, "As I have loved you, so you also should love one another. This is how all will know that you are my disciples, if you have love for one another." And that's what we try to do here in the family of the church. Now, Archbishop Timothy Dolan became the Archbishop of New York a year ago, and he just issued his first pastoral letter urging Catholics to keep the Lord's Day holy, to keep Sunday, the Lord's Day, holy. And these are some thoughts that Archbishop Dolan wrote. Anybody 50 or older can remember when faithful attendance at Mass was the norm for all Catholics. To miss Sunday Mass, unless you were sick, was unheard of. To be a practicing Catholic meant that you were at Mass every single Sunday. And more than 75% of Catholics went to Mass every single Sunday. That should still be the case, but sadly, it is not. Now the studies tell us that only 1/3 of Catholics go weekly, and perhaps even less than 1/3. So Archbishop Dolan says, if you want your faith to wither up and die, quit going to Sunday Mass. As the body will die without food, the soul will expire without nourishment, and that sustenance comes at the Sunday Eucharist. Then Archbishop Dolan asks some questions that I think really get to the heart. He asks, are we Catholics living for Sunday? Do we look forward to Sunday as a day dedicated to the Lord, which gives meaning and purpose to our whole week? Or have we become accustomed to a weekend mentality where we sleep late, catch up on chores around the house, run errands, drive the kids to sports, do a little recreation, and then fit Sunday Mass in between everything else, if at all? Then Archbishop Dolan quotes Pope John Paul II. This I find to be a powerful statement. When Sunday loses its fundamental meaning and becomes merely part of a weekend, it can happen that people stay locked within a horizon so limited that they can no longer see the heavens. That is a wow observation. Let me do that once more. When Sunday loses its fundamental meaning and becomes merely part of a weekend, it can happen that people stay locked within a horizon so limited that they can no longer see the heavens. God told us in the second reading today from the book of Revelation, "Behold, God's dwelling is with the human race. He will dwell with them, and they will be his people, and God himself will always be with them as their God. Behold, I make all things new." In the same spirit, I appeal to you and to all the members of our parish family to make Sunday once again the heart of your week.